Alright, don't be fooled by what others out there might be telling you. The iPhone 15 Pro here is worth the upgrade, and I'm gonna tell you guys why in this video. Now, to me, I've spent over 1 week and a good amount of time with the new iPhone 15 Pro here, and we're gonna talk about everything you need to know in this video. So when it comes time to you guys opening up that wallet, spending them coins out there, you're gonna have all the information you will need in order for you guys to decide if you wanna buy one or not. And for the first time, I'm gonna be honest, the answer in this video might actually surprise you. Now, the first thing I want to go ahead and talk about, and that is going to be dealing with the design of the iPhone 15 Pro that you guys see right here. Now, I got my hands here on probably the two most popular colors, and that is the natural titanium color, and then we also got that blue titanium as well, which in my opinion, I feel like it's kind of like a slate, like it's almost like a space gray with a hint of blue in it, right? Now, one of the reasons why I picked up both of these colors is because I felt like a lot of people were talking about the smudges on both of these devices, and to me, if I'm being honest with you guys, it is not as bad as what some creators out there are making it out to be. And honestly, it's really only slightly noticeable on even like the blue titanium. Now, is it there? Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, it is not as bad as people were making it out to be. And if you got the natural titanium color, you don't even really notice fingerprint smudges at all on this color right here. You really only notice it just a little bit on this blue titanium. And for the people out there that have taken photos with the smudges on the side of these phones right here, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know what kind of Cheetos or Twizzlers or Red Vines or whatever sticky stuff they got on their hands, but yeah, wash your hands, because your phone shouldn't look like that on the side. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, and that has to deal with just holding the phone in general and the design of this titanium and the fact that they kind of went with more of a rounded edge on this phone versus kind of going with like that straight edge that we got on something like the iPhone 13 Pro. Because when you guys are actually holding your phone like this, right, you guys can see I'm holding my phone like this. I got my pinky finger here that's underneath that's supporting it. One of the issues that I have with my iPhone 13 Pro is the fact that when I'm holding it like this, the bone in my pinky finger right here rested on that sharp edge surface definitely makes it a whole lot tougher to be able to hold your phone for a long period of time, because after a while, the little bone in your pinky right here is gonna start to hurt. And again, I know I'm not the only one that's out there that's got this issues. And if you do, let me know down in the comments if that stainless steel edge is hurting your pinky finger, because it's definitely hurting mine. But the fact that on this new phone here, they actually kind of made the edges a lot more smoother and softer, because again, holding it like this, man, I'm telling you, over time, it's definitely hurting my pinky, but I'm glad on the iPhone 15 Pro here, they changed that up, and I've been using it like this, and I haven't been having that same discomfort on my finger like I've had in the past. Now, this next thing I want to talk about is the action button here on the side of the phone. Now, this button right here is so dope. Now, you all know that you can use it to mute your phone, you can access your camera, access voice memos, and other stock applications, but the real power in this button is using it with shortcuts. Now, I have personally mine set to be able to turn on and off the lights in my home, which is dope, because with just the press of a button, I can turn on all the lights off in the studio right now. But I've seen some people out there, man, doing some dope things as far as like locking and unlocking their car doors, opening and closing their garage doors, and just a bunch of other stuff that they're doing. But yeah, I'm just here to let you know, the action button is fire, man, and I'm so glad that they brought this over from the Apple Watch Ultra and now just integrated it into the new iPhone 15 Pro. Now, one of the most obvious design changes that I personally like is gonna be that new USB-C port. Now, being able to finally just have one freaking cable to charge all of my Apple devices is a dream that has finally come true. And it has this hidden feature in it. And let's say, for example, that I plug this iPhone here up to this iPhone, and this iPhone right here has more battery power than this iPhone. So when you do that, both phones is gonna automatically determine which one has the least amount of power, and it's gonna pull power from the most charged phone to charge up the other device, which to me is super dope. And one thing that's also a surprise is that with the USB-C ports on this phone, Apple decided to really open up the USB-C port to be able to use it with multiple different things. Like, for example, I can plug my iPhone 15 up to a monitor, connect the Xbox or a PlayStation controller, and use it as a full-out gaming console, which is dope. And it runs super smooth with that new A17 PRO processing chip. To me, y'all, I'm just glad that the new iPhone 15 Pro now has USB-C. And before all you Android people out there say it, listen, Let us just have our moment. Now, the next thing I want to go ahead and talk about and show off are the cameras, just to clear up any misinformation that you guys might have when it comes to these out here in these YouTube streets. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go outside and I'm going to show you these cameras right now. All right, what up, y'all? All right, so right now, man, I'm using 24 frames per second at 4K. Wanted to give you guys a quick video sample test of what the new iPhone 15 Pro is going to look like. Now, this is the front-facing camera. You guys are also getting the audio quality as well. So let me know what you guys think of this one using the front-facing camera. Now, for me, obviously, I'm using like God mode when it comes to the light, but I think so far, I think it looks pretty good. All right, so one thing I wanted to show you guys when it comes to the iPhone 15 Pro, and I'm actually filming this right now using the iPhone 15 Pro. You guys have to go in and actually change the ProRes encoding if you guys want to switch it from SDR, HDR, or log. So if we go ahead and switch this to log, you guys are now going to be able to see, if I go here and let's say I go to my video settings, I can now turn on my ProRes, but now it's going to be in more of a log format. It's kind of hard to see it right now, but I'm going to turn the camera around using this phone right here, and I'm going to show you guys what ProRes log looks like. All right, so right now this is ProRes log. So log is basically going to be a super flat profile that's going to allow more customization as far as pushing colors and editing and different things like that that you guys can be able to do. And right now I'm filming this 4K 24 frames per second, but I can go all the way up to 4K 60. But if you do 4K 60, you will have to use an external SSD in order for you guys to be able to do that. But even then, doing 4K 24 or 4K 30 is going to be fine on here. Now, there's a caveat with that. If you have 256 gig storage, it's going to allow you guys to be able to record 4K 24 and 30 frames per second right here on the iPhone natively. But if you guys have the 128 gigabyte option, then you can only do 4K 24, 30, and 60 using an external SSD, and you can only do 1080p in ProRes log. So this is something you guys definitely have to consider when you guys are looking at possibly using an iPhone for shooting ProRes log and anything like that. So I personally recommend, if you're gonna do it, get the 256, man, so that way you ain't gotta worry about that at all. All right, so right now I'm using the rear-facing cameras. This is 4K 24 frames per second. I'm hoping I'm in frame. If I'm not, then we're gonna have to shoot this all over again. But again, just wanted to give you guys a quick little sample test of ProRes log using the rear-facing camera versus using the front-facing camera. All right, so right now I'm using the front-facing camera again. Now we switched it to 4K 30 frames per second. Again, let me know what you guys think of the video quality as well as the audio quality. But for me, I'm thinking it actually looking pretty good. All right, so this time, y'all, I turned on the ProRes HDR. Now I'm actually using 4K, man, there's bugs out here. I'm actually using 4K 24 frames per second. Again, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna walk around a little bit, let you guys kind of get some of the stabilization as well. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think of the video quality, man. Now again, ProRes, if you guys are not used to what ProRes is, basically this is going to be a codec and a format that's going to allow you guys to get high grade video quality but in a lower file size. So think of it like that. So think of it as getting just crazy high video quality, but you're getting it in like a standard definition video size. So the next thing I want to show is just some of the photos that I took. You guys can see right here, this phone here gives a lot of detail when it comes to the photos that you can take out of this camera. But I'll let you guys see it for yourself and let me know what you guys think down below. Now, the next thing I want to go ahead and talk about, and that is dealing with this new A17 Pro as well as the new iOS 17. Now, using this phone here, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't really feel like it was any faster than my iPhone 13 Pro. So if you guys are in the boat and you're thinking about a new iPhone 15 Pro, and if it's gonna actually feel faster, then to me, I really wouldn't upgrade for just that reason. To me, the real magic is in iOS 17. This new software update, y'all, has so many dope features in it that even my iPhone 13 Pro, it just feels like the phone is just suddenly a whole completely new phone now. Now, I'm not gonna go through everything of iOS 17 in this video and everything of like what it can do, but I will say, if you haven't updated yet, then hey, you just missing out. Because for me, my overall usage and experience when it comes to opening applications, navigating through the phone, to me, it's just overall been super smooth and I haven't been experiencing any issues. Now, I know a lot of people out there have been talking about, there's been a lot of controversy and back and forth about this phone here overheating. Listen, one thing that I'm never gonna do is follow suit on this channel to what other creators out there are saying just because it's the cool thing to do for views, right? I always and will always talk about the product from my own personal experience versus just following what every other creator is gonna say. So I say all of that to say this, right? Since me using this phone right here, I've yet to experience any overheating, and I've been using it for FaceTime calls with my bros, using it for maps, playing games on it, texting, talking on the phone, browsing the web, and basically anything you guys can think of, I've been doing it on this phone and it haven't overheated once. Now, does FaceTime when you own it, does it get a little warm? Yeah, but honestly, man, that's to be expected because let's be honest, we got a whole computer in our pocket. Like I would expect for it to get a little warm, but to overheat, no, it's definitely not overheating at all. And in my entire experience with using this phone for a whole week right now, it's not overheating on me at all. So I'm just gonna say this, I would just be careful on the creators out there that you guys are listening to when they talk about overheating because this phone ain't overheating on me. Now, the next thing I want to go ahead and talk about, and that is the screen as well as the speakers in these phones. Both to me are amazing when it comes to watching content on it. Now, I usually watch a lot of YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, all of that. Do a little bit of gaming on here as well. And to me, the quality in both of these have been top tier. Now, the speakers definitely get loud. They sound really balanced. So if you guys are looking for a device that's going to be good for watching as well as consuming content like Netflix, YouTube, and whatever else content you guys like to watch, then I feel like you guys are going to enjoy that experience as well as the speakers because it looks and sounds good. Now, naturally, I did compare this to my iPhone 13 Pro, and I felt like it did get a little bit louder. It did get a little bit louder, but I feel like, you know what? Let me just show you what it looks like as well as sound like on this new phone. Now, last thing I gotta talk about when it comes to the iPhone 15 Pro is battery life. Now, I know this is a very subjective topic because it all depends on how you guys actually use your phone on your day-to-day. Now, for me, when it comes to like heavy usage, like opening applications, browsing the web, using social applications, watching YouTube, maps, FaceTimes, all of that, it did get me through a normal work day. Now, does that mean that this phone is gonna last you all throughout the day? If you guys are having that heavy usage, probably not. You're gonna need to be able to charge this throughout the day. But if you're using it on how a normal person would actually use their phone, then I feel like you're gonna be able to get through it. Because for me, I'm not always on my phone 24/7. So the fact that I have my phone kind of laying here or whatever, I might have it on standby. The standby mode on this phone definitely does not drain the battery as much. Now, one thing that I do recommend you guys do, if you guys want to be able to save more on your battery life, as you guys can see right here, I kind of have my always on display, but I also have my lock screen actually showing. You can also turn that off, which is going to actually help with not using as many pixels on your screen, which is going to preserve the battery life long term. So again, for me, the battery life was actually pretty good. I didn't really experience anything that would make me be like, okay, this phone here is just dying way faster than I expect. That wasn't the case at all. The iPhone 15 Pro battery life is definitely legit. Now, overall, to me, y'all, the iPhone 15 Pro is a device that I don't really want you guys out there to be fooled about from what other tech creators out there might be saying about it. To me, y'all, it is a damn good phone that runs really smooth. It looks good at that. I mean, look at the colors that we get right here. The titanium on it is fuego. And to me, honestly, having that USB-C is definitely something that you guys should consider upgrading regardless on whichever iPhone you have. Because to me, even though, let's say you got the iPhone 14 lineup, I feel like USB-C as well as the action button on these phones definitely make it worth the upgrade to me. Now, do you actually need to upgrade? Absolutely not. Like I said earlier, iOS 17 basically gives you a brand new iPhone with the ones that you guys already have. So upgrading in that regards is just not necessary. But if you did, I would 100% understand and tell you that it makes all the sense in the world to make that jump to be able to get a lot of your Apple products on one single cable. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what's actually going to make sense for you as well as your budget and just go ahead and roll with that, man. But just know that the iPhone 15 Pro here, to me, when it comes to the cameras, the style, the design, is everything, man. It's just a W of a device and something you guys will not have any buyer's remorse when it comes to the iPhone 15 Pro. I'll see y'all in the next one. Squad.